Alright, in this episode of Palpatine versus Everything, he's going up against several opponents, the first of which is Voldemort. I don't know why people think this is a close fight. I don't know why people think they are comparable. Yes, in both of their series, they are both called the Dark Lord. They wear black robes and they get off on killing people at random, but that's really about all they have in common. In terms of powers, this is a stomp. And by stomp, I mean if you put this online, it should be bumped as a spike thread. Seriously, the majority of spells in Harry Potter have to be spoken verbally, and it's very hard to do that when you have a well-placed force choke crushing your trachea. Not to mention, Palpatine can just use the Force to rip Voldemort's wand out of his hand and then stab him through the chest faster than he can react. Think about this. Voldemort lost to a teenage boy. What makes you think he's going to lose to an 80-year-old space wizard who eats other space wizards for lunch? Literally, this is a complete stomp. Palpatine wins. Up next, we have Sauron, or I guess Sauron's gaze, versus Palpatine. Now, this is where that entire relationship gets inverted. Everything I told you that Palpatine could do to Voldemort, well, in this case, Sauron could do it to Palpatine, because basically for lack of a better word, Maya, or whatever you call the superior creatures in the Lord of the Rings universe, they're basically hyperdimensional and have reality warping powers, and literally Palps just has no chance in this fight. He gets eliminated. Now we put him up against Shao Kahn from the Mortal Kombat series, another one of the characters in that sort of Dark Lord type of trope. I want you to think about this very carefully. You have on the left a guy who has successfully ruled an entire galaxy through raw power, brilliance, and intimidation. On the right, you have a guy who lost his throne because a woman in purple spandex sliced his nipples open. This one's pretty one-sided. Shao Kahn gets washed. Now we have Palpatine versus the Rumbling from Attack on Titan. Now, this one's actually pretty complicated because in the expanded universe, which is the pre-Disney Star Wars universe, which I am going to count as the real Star Wars, everything George Lucas, extended universe, all the novels, forget the Disneyverse. In the extended universe, Palpatine could use Force Storm, which is basically such a powerful version of Force Lightning that it basically can rip apart everything on the surface of a planet. That's a pretty powerful attack. But it takes Palpatine a lot of concentration to be able to do that. So imagine, he's got a whole bunch of colossal titans charging him down. He's got Eren Yeager sending a bunch of titans against him. His Force Storm is going to be powerful enough, I believe, to incinerate a lot of these colossal titans. However, Eren Yeager, with his intelligence, is going to be able to coordinate strategy. So here's what I think happens in this fight. Palpatine is going to summon a very powerful Force Storm, but one of the Titans is probably going to pick his body up and start crushing it. Kind of like how in Dragon Ball, Vegeta as a great ape was crushing Goku. One of the Colossal Titans is going to do that to Palpatine here, and so that's going to break his concentration while he's doing Force Storm, and that's going to cause his Force Storm to destabilize and collapse on itself, wiping everyone out on the surface of the planet. That one's a draw. Now Palpatine fights Magneto. Now, this one is honestly pretty one-sided. At first, I thought it was kind of even, but then I did more research into Magneto. Guys, Magneto's force fields are so powerful that he was able to tank a few blows from Thor's hammer directly. And Thor, his whole thing is lightning. He's not just a wizard that dabbles in lightning like Palpatine is. His entire shtick is lightning, and Magneto was able to deflect some of that. The fact that Magneto's on that level means that there's nothing that Palpatine can throw at him that's going to be able to catch him off guard. And you think about it, Magneto can kind of control electromagnetism, and that's kind of what a lightsaber's based on. So there's no reason Magneto wouldn't be able to just take apart Palpatine's lightsaber with his magnetic powers. And then on top of that, if Palpatine tries to force lightning him, Magneto will just block it with a force field, and then Magneto can proceed to interfere with Palpatine's brainwaves, which would effectively sever his ability to use the Force and cause him to probably die of a stroke or something. Palpatine goes down hard in this fight. And now we come to the second to last fight, Harkon from Skyrim, or in other words, discount Dracula. And sad to say, Dracula doesn't have a prayer here. Palpatine's Force Lightning would probably drain all of Harkon's magicka, and then on top of that, Palpatine is so quick that Harkon would not be able to see him coming. Even if he turns into his Vampire Lord form, Palpatine's speed, when he was fighting Mace Windu, they were basically going in and out of visibility. They were moving faster than the eye could see. There's pretty much nothing Discount Dracula will be able to do against Palpatine here. And now the final fight for this video. Ganon. Well, Ganondorf. I'm sorry, but even if he turns into Ganondorf, he's still too slow. Palpatine's speed blitzes him. Let me know what you think in the comments below.